Well, anyhow.
Mine was.
Prayer here.
They bought our house.
Lord, we thank you for another day,
They were there.
beautiful day today you bestowed upon us. We'd like to thank everyone for being here and look after Miss Grace so she has a speedy recovery from her knee surgery. And look after everyone here. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we are now in action. First thing, citizens' complaints. Anyone got any problems here?
Dale Clark, you not here?
I don't know. I don't see him. Okay, if that ain't nobody's here, we'll move on to the minutes of the previous meeting. Anyone had a chance to look them over?
I make a motion that we accept the meeting with the corrections for Chief Smith reported that the winter tires were now on the cruiser in the first paragraph. In the fourth paragraph, Mineral County Days will be held on February 8th. And sixth paragraph, Commissioner Clark made a motion to go into executive session to discuss an employee matter.
Oh, okay.
I second the motion.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, we accept the minutes from the last meeting. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is a memorandum of understanding from the woodchuck trailer. As soon as I find it. Too many things here. That there. The woodchuck trailer is basically something that we can borrow from time to time. We have to have a designated operator for it, and that's generally T.I. Is he not here today? Okay, basically this is for us to acquire this thing for use, and it has the model number of it, the serial number, and governmental subdivision of the state of West Virginia to assist those subdivisions in reducing its landfill flows. And basically this is just to, if we have down brush and stuff like that, we can chip it up and mulch it or whatever and save space in the landfill. So this is available to us, but we have to sign off on this as a designated operator, which is generally TI. It's a yearly thing. I think it's more or less for their insurance purposes, but nevertheless, it's about the user understanding and the use of the equipment by its agents and employees. The routine, basically what we did last year. Since TI's not here, we'll have to get him to sign this in the future sometime. Okay, regional training workshops. This is some things that is done by the Ethics Commission as soon as I find out too.
State auditors.
Pardon me?
This is the state auditor's meeting.
Right, it's not, this isn't the one in Martinsburg?
We went to one in Martinsburg once.
They'll have one in Martinsburg, but I think you guys were going to a different one, and I'm not completely sure.
Okay.
I still have the same two identical papers that they handed out for.
I thought they said
Two
there were going
meetings
to
in a
be
row.
some new items on this year. Do you have that explanation, Matt? I thought they said it was going to cover some new.
Well, it did say that, but I don't, that was in a previous document, and
Okay.
I brought that up once before, but I don't remember exactly what it was. Okay, so this, at this time of this meeting for the auditor, workshop, I guess the office will be closed, and do you have dates for that, Betsy?
Well, the one that Lindsay and I had preferred to go to was one in Bridgeport, because of the schedule of what has to be done here. And that meeting is actually February the 17th. That, a lot of that's going to depend on when Lindsay's surgery is scheduled. So we would like to tentatively plan to be closed the 17th for that meeting. It shouldn't interfere with any, there's no discount dates or mailings or anything that be done at that time.
And that's also a day meeting rather than
It
night.
is, from 1:30 to 4.
I think that'll work out a lot better. So, okay, that's, I guess the dates that the office is gonna be closed is tentative right now. And, how are we gonna do that so everyone knows to close? We'll just put a notice on the door or what?
But we'll put it on the water bills that we send out first this month for one thing. There'll be a notice on the door.
I'll put it in the
And she can put it in the newsletter too.
Okay. All right. Next thing is the invitation to, the Williams Museum, the new openings. Okay, that's the way we worked. To look at it's from the West Virginia Pulp and Paper Company. It's Sunday, February the 5th, 2017. The Way We Were is a locally inspired effort of the Western Port Heritage Society associated with the Smithsonian. Traveling expedition of the same name opening Saturday, February the 4th at 3 o'clock at the Allegheny Community Museum, Pershing Street in Cumberland. The public is invited to both openings. That's February the 4th, 3 o'clock, and it is at the Allegheny County Museum on Pershing Street in Cumberland. Any questions on that?
I don't know if there's an RSVP or it's just a notice, is it?
It doesn't say RSVP,
Okay.
it just says,
I didn't see anything.
The fifth one, where's the fifth one being done?
huh?
They're both in Cumberland?
The one looks
Yeah,
like it's
the other one's gonna be February the 5th at 1 to 4 on that's a Sunday. And, it's the same place. Okay. That's,
Fifth one is gonna be in Western.
It's gonna be in
The first one's
Western.
gonna be in Western.
in Western Port.
136 Main Street.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Williams Community Museum, where's that at?
I've seen it over there and I've wanted to stop, but I've not been
Is
there.
that up where Dr. Williams' office used to
I
be?
think it
Yeah,
is,
it's just
Paul.
right up there on that big turn right before you get to
Mhm.
Road Creeks. That was the doctor's office at one point.
Well,
I knew they turned that into.
We have one right here in Western Port. then.
Yeah.
What, where'd you say this is?
Right when, remember we did the parade route, right when you get up to the end before you get to Road Creeks? Right
Yeah.
on that turn, right before you cross that concrete bridge, there's a building there.
Okay,
That was Dr. Williams' office and that's,
It's not like right by that post office.
it's 136
Right up past it.
Main Street. So,
Okay, well, we'll find it.
that
It's
was
before the church.
before the church.
Okay.
What is that,
Okay.
Baptist?
Yeah.
okay. Officers' reports.
got stuff set up for 2 fundraisers for the pool. We're gonna have a hoagie sale. Orders have to be in March 15th. They'll be delivered on March 23rd. And then we're gonna have a roast beef dinner on April 30th. Both of them will be to fund the pool. Hoping for a big turnout. We're gonna advertise them in the newsletter.
Yes, I got all the information here today.
We got it for March because right now everybody else is selling the hoagies, so we were giving it a month break, and then we'll do ours. We can sell for the whole month of February, have our orders in by March 15th, and we'll get them on the 23rd. We made close to 700 on that last year, didn't we?
And that was, we didn't have as long to advertise or anything because that was kind of like a spur of the moment
I
thing.
think we make like $1,000 on it this year.
So,
And then the roast beef dinner should go over pretty well too.
I think that should be good, 'cause that's a Sunday afternoon.
The price for those adults, $9, and was there something about kids?
Five.
Five,
Five
what
for
was
under
the
10.
age? Under 10, 10.
Okay, under 10, gotcha.
Okay, so that all you got? The pool, it's gonna need extensive work this year.
I had to go over. Take a good day like today, where there's a whole lot.
Well, hopefully it doesn't need all the stuff that it did last year.
It shouldn't.
Just think it's gonna need completely painted again.
I think touch-up painting this year would probably work.
I guess that'll tell when
We drain it.
drain it, clean it. Okay.
Plan on
So
getting that
you got
drained
anything?
over.
Well, I was hoping to get some letters sent out, but my computer crashed. So I've got pictures I gotta print off and such, but hopefully within the next couple of days, those letters will go out.
Sure.
Not much other than the salt binder we have back there. I don't think we're gonna be able to do much with it other than try to scrap it out and maybe get enough to try to find something, you know.
Well, some of this junk we got around here, if we could sell it off or whatever, and try to buy a hitch-mounted salt spreader for the other
That's
truck.
what I was thinking. I'm getting ready to start tearing the bed off this truck probably next week, is what I'm hoping. And, that's what Tiana and I's been talking about, getting that in, getting the bed off. So, other than that, that's about it. You know, right now, just trying to get things cleaned up, getting ready for the sewer project. Tiana and I was talking about, maybe trying to get some lumber to build a pipe right back there in the back to get that pipe moved out of the way so we protect it a little better. But that's just things we can throw around. But other than that, that's about it right now. I got my book.
Mayor, I'd still,
I mean,
Mayor, I'd still put in word to possibly have you that little bit extra hand for community service type thing. I'm trying to work on that still too.
Good, we can use all the hands.
You had mentioned,
Oh, yes.
you had mentioned with the truck bed thing, but not only that, it's like I said, if you're talking about a rack or something, I'm sure that guy can do that too, so. I'll see
Yeah,
what the mayor-
we're trying to organize some stuff down there before the sewage project gets underway, and
yeah, 'cause we were talking about them 2 muffin monsters going in down there. We're gonna definitely have some room down there, so we'll have to make some room. Okay, we're definitely going to have to make some room. And that's-
well, Steve's supposed to be here, tomorrow to tell us about what kind of real estate he needs to
Okay.
get going, so. Okay, Vicki, you got anything?
I started working on the poster boards for Mineral County Days, and I need to get with Paula and get other poster boards done. I'll get the newsletter done tomorrow, because I finally found the cord to my laptop, so I can use it. And I'll get the newsletter done, printed, and folded tomorrow.
Okay, my part of the poster is going to be things we need done, and y'all are covering things we have done. So, hopefully some of the officials out there take note. We'll see. Okay, police report, Robbie.
Not much, just been pretty busy here lately with some different things, you name it, it's all been going on. Nothing major, nothing we haven't been able to handle. And then the only other thing I had, like I said, I've got Betsy mentioned to me about the titles, when I called about the titles to the Durango and the Volkswagen, and I'll find out Monday or Tuesday where they're at, if they're on the way or what's going on with them. And, well, I can't think much else. I wanted to mention, I should get this to Betsy, but it didn't come in till later on. I went ahead and kept my own, I know the guy, like I said, with the insurance thing or whatever, but I went ahead and kept my own, and I called this lady or she called me the other day from, West Virginia Association of Counties, based out of Hurricane, West Virginia. It's a dental and vision plan, and that doesn't cost the town any. It's like if one of the guys, I'll talk to him when I see him out here. I guess about the best thing to do, wouldn't it be? Anybody can join this, and, it's family or single, and it's, dental and vision insurance. I kept it up myself. Of course, right now, since I'm the only one, it's like $71 a month. But when you got, it'll cover up to 26 years old if you got any kids. So when you got as many as I have, their dental bills and their eye doctors and stuff, you know, it helps out pretty good, really. So that's good. But this lady even volunteered. She says, "You tell Piedmont, I'll come up there from Hurricane and I'll do you a little presentation one night during your meeting or whatever." So real nice lady. Her name's Kathy. So I'll just see the guys, I guess it'd be best when Betsy just mention it to them in case.
See if they would be interested, or to make it worthwhile for her to come up to explain it to them.
Right.
Oh, and we got the Wex cards too.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah, right, we've talked about that, and I did find out, Mayor, you asked me about those bucks. And Tanya Watson at Wex, her right-hand man, I think his name's Heckler or whatever, Christopher. Anyway, he sent me an email today. There's a possibility that he checked for us. There's a possibility I might be able to find one book that the one company up in Maine uses, and it's in Walmart. So it's either Walmart and possibly a Staples. So I didn't know, I was gonna ask Betsy today, and I got tied up on some other stuff. I didn't know if we have if I would go down there and see what I need to do. Do we have a charge at Walmart?
What is it?
It's a mileage fuel book.
Oh.
It's a little book, it's about this big, and you put down your date, and you can put like 12 gallons of gas, $25 or whatever, and then there's another place in it where oil filter changes, and you put each one of them in the vehicles, and those money bags I got for the Wex cards, and then they can enter it in that book. I think we're not gonna put them into usage until the mayor has a meeting with everybody who's on the cards. So, you know, the ones that are on now is me, Tim, T.I., Rick, Eric, Richard Butler, and Benjamin Smith. So everybody's got a PIN number. So it'll show if you get in any of the vehicles, whichever vehicle you get in, everybody's got their own PIN card, or PIN number, 6 digits. You punch it in, and it says, Mayor put gas in the police cruiser on such and such a date, or whatever. So that's how the receipts will go. And he said on the transaction dates, the bill we received, you can go online and see it. It makes it easier for Betsy to take care of it because the transaction date is the actual date they got the fuel.
Okay.
So, you know, it may not show up for 24, 48 hours on the online thing or something, but yet that transaction date, when it shows that on your bill, is the date that the receipt should show, in case you want to compare receipts. So, other than that, it's pretty already good.
Well, that's gonna be beneficial when trying to keep a good handle on maintenance records for these trucks as to when the oil needs changed, when they need greased and this and that. That's been my biggest gripe since I've taken this job, is to try to keep this stuff lubricated and serviced properly.
Well, listen, I never thought, I'm kinda crazy on that because I got my own I buy my own little pocket, looks like this, little pocket thing. And there's one in the door of the cruiser, has on the back, it has 09 Crown Vic, and it has a license number on everything. And you can go in there from the day I started here in June, and it has the date, the amount of gallons, the price that I paid, it was put on the slip, and then it has the mileage and the odometer, or the trip meter on it. Then if you flip that page over, it says oil and filter change, Rick Montgomery, you know, it tells the mileage and all that. Put the tires on, it's got it all on there. I keep that. This is a notebook, but do we have a bit, I mean, can you charge things at Walmart
Yeah,
or
you
Staples?
can take your credit card down to Walmart.
Okay, if they do, I'll go and see if they've got those, and then if they do, I'll pick up one book for each vehicle. That's what you want.
Now, these books are pretty beneficial because when they charge fuel, I want it put down in their book too, even though we're gonna have a receipt. And I want mileage and engine hours. That's, both of these trucks have engine hours on them. And, of course, we don't get diesel fuel over there, we get our own pump here. Engine hours is very important when it comes to maintenance, especially running around this town in low gear at a higher RPM. That motor gets a lot more of a workout than what it would cruising out on the highway at 60 miles an hour. So in order to keep this stuff running, you know, it's been running pretty good since we've started doing some maintenance. But I want to keep that up and continue it on to where.
Well, like I say, if you get those books and when you hit whether your fair price or where you're at, and you get the fuel, if you hit print a receipt out, then that, like I always did, every month I have receipts, and I can match them up my book and put a little red X beside them or something, turn them into Betsy, and if something happens on the computer, you never know, computers are computers, they can mess up too. You can verify just by looking at the date and seeing there's 12 gallons of fuel, here's 11 gallons of fuel, whatever, and make it, you know, a little bit more credible, more acceptable that way.
Well, it was pretty costly right off the bat here. You know, the backhoe hadn't had the oil changed in it in quite a while, and none of the trucks, so we had to take off with that right away.